Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have a video where we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the DualSense Edge wireless controller. So this is a new PS5 controller that actually came out today, and this is the most expensive controller that Sony has ever made. I believe it's $200. That's how much this controller costs. $200. And basically, this controller actually lets you swap out joysticks. It actually has back buttons. It allows you to set a dead zone. It has adjustable triggers on the back. There's a few things with this controller. We're going to be, unboxing this and be talking about it and just basically explaining whether I think it's worth it, in my opinion. And also, guys, I want everyone to know that I purchased this. I purchased this. I was not sent a copy by Sony. I had purchased this. I didn't want to basically feel like I had some kind of obligation or something like that to Sony. I wanted to pay it with my own money and just basically do my own review on it. So anyways, let's start up this review and we're going to be unboxing this controller. So let's start off. And if you guys enjoy these videos, do drop a like on them. It does help the channel out a lot. The lore video, for people wondering, will actually be out on Saturday. So let's get started. Let's do an unboxing of this. So this right here, this is the box. This is what it looks like. Let me just show you all the sides of it. Here, DualSense Edge, wireless controller, USB braided cable, 2 standard caps, attached to the controller, 2 high dome caps, 2 low dome caps, 2 half dome back buttons, 2 lever back buttons, connector for housing, carrying case, instruction manual. Back of it. Ultra customizable controls, play with remappable buttons, tunable triggers and sticks, changeable stick caps and more, mappable back buttons, shortened response times with more essential actions at your fingertips. DualSense wireless controller features built-in enjoy, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and our signature controller comfort. Replaceable stick modules, play longer with swappable replacement stick modules sold separately. So anyways, let's open this up here. And I already just cut open the tape earlier. One moment. Okay, so here we go. This is out of the box. Oh, fancy, huh? Anything else in here? Looks like just an instruction manual. Yeah, this is the instruction manual. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything in here. We'll push this to the side. Okay, let's open this up here. Really curious on this now. Wow, a little bit of big of a bag for this. So this is the case. Now, for people wondering, and I have this just to compare. Look at this here, see? Xbox Elite Series controller case, and I have the whole pack in here, comparing this to the PlayStation 1. And I believe that I believe they both have a charging port on the back. They do. So see here that this is the Xbox Series. This is the PS5 Edge controller. I apologize if my filming is not the steadiest, guys. I'm just trying to do this with both hands here, just recording with one hand and just opening it up with the other one. But here we go. Also, another thing about this case, guys, is that this is plastic, where Xbox controller, this is some kind of fabric. What do we got in here? Let's open this up. So this is the case for the PS5 Edge controller. Wow. Okay, take this off here. So let's start off right up here. So right up here we have a USB charging cable. And this is the exact same cable that charges the regular, DualSense PS5 controller. So if you're wondering, is it a different cable? No, it's the exact same one. But you're gonna pay $200 for this controller. They better give you a cable. So that's that net right there. Remove the controller now. Here I got my PS5 controller, just for a little bit of a comparison between them. It is kind of difficult to tell Exactly. The only, the thing that stands out is this right here, but they are, feels like this is a little bit heavier than the regular DualSense controller, but that's that. So here, PS5 Edge controller. Okay, and let's take a look at what else do we have in this case here. So here, these right here, these little sticks, these are the back buttons. Let's attach them to the controller right now here. So these would be attached like right here on the back of these. Trying to find the right, just be patient with me guys, sorry, I'm just trying to find the right angle to attach these at. Think like this, kind of snapped in. Okay, and so for people wondering, what is the point of these things here? These are basically just like back buttons that you would hit. So it's like you could, basically program these to whatever, button that you want. And I guess some games I think these buttons would be useless in, but I think that some they would actually have a tactical advantage. Now, what game would I think this would give you an advantage in? Call of Duty, for example. I think that, if you program like one to be like grenade and another one to be like, flashbang, for example, in like Call of Duty, I think this would actually be kind of effective for that. I do think that that would be effective. Now these, what do these do exactly here? So what these do is these control the R2 and the L2 stick. And when you set these, it's either the stick is going to come down really easily, or it's going to be a little bit harder to pull. Let's try it, for example. Medium setting. So you see it's a little harder, and then see, it doesn't go all the way down. So it's a little bit harder to pull it. So, and then you got max here. So see, pulls all the way down. Pulls kind of halfway down. Pulls just a tiny bit down. So that's basically what that is. It's basically adjustable R2 trigger. So, and you can do the same thing to the other one. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now let's take a look at another thing with this controller. Here, these look like actually more back buttons. It's probably what they are. Let's see here. And these back buttons are very easy to remove, so it's not like a pain at all. But just be patient with me, guys. Just trying to figure out the how I put these in here exactly. Okay, so I figured it out. So basically, they go in like this. These are I actually like these more than these. However, though, there's only 2 back buttons. There's only 2. And I'll get to that in a little bit on my comparison to the Xbox controller. Here, these are basically the I guess these are called grips. Yes, I believe they're called grips on the PS5, the analog stick. So if you want to change out the grips, you can with this. So here, basically, if you want to change out the grips, this is how you do it. And also the grips, there's basically 3 different kinds. This part here, but there's 3 kinds. There's the 2 that just come with the controller, and then there's these. Now these here, these all look like the exact same one right here, but if you actually look, I'm just sorry, I'm just with my camera, guys, just try my best here. But these, as you guys see here, move this over. These are actually higher than these. So see that? These are actually higher than these. So these are if you like the lower ones, these are if you like the higher ones. So let's attach them. And also, basically to take off the grip, you just have to pull it. And the thing about this is the first time that I was like pulling this, I was like actually scared that I was going to break the controller. I actually was. It does require a little bit of force. It's like not like an insane amount of force, but it requires a little bit of force to take them off. So here, let's put on the low ones first. And basically to attach these, you just press down on it until you hear that click. So you hear that click, it's in. This one on here too. So there we go. See that? That's changed on that. Now let's take these off here. Let's put on the high ones. I think I'm gonna try playing with the high ones. See that? And you could, I guess, mix it up, or you could have one high one and one low one too. And now there's also this one. This part here. This part, I was a bit confused on what this was exactly. I actually didn't know what this was. I had a pretty good idea of everything that was in here, but this is the one thing that I actually didn't know what it was. And I actually looked in the instruction manual to see what this is. What this basically is, it's a very weird thing. This is basically a way to lock your USB cable in place, so I guess that your controller doesn't get basically disconnected from the USB cable, like, you know, you don't knock it over or something like that. So this makes sure that the USB is in place. Let me show you guys what that looks like. So this right here is the USB cable plugged in. And let me show you guys what this part does exactly. So this is the only part in it that I was kind of confused on what it did exactly. And so what this does is you put the PS5 controller, you know, charging cable into this. Kind of slide it in. And you close it. And you guys see how it says lock right there, right? Lock and unlock. What you do then is you plug this into the controller. And once you plug it in the controller, then at that point is you push down the lock. And so what this does now is you can't remove this. So you cannot remove the USB cable unless you unlock it. So you'd have to unlock this. And I guess this is just so that the controller doesn't get, you know, knocked out. So, like, you know, it doesn't, like... Yeah, that's basically what it is, you know, so the controller doesn't get knocked out of it. But, you know, you could still basically just, you know, trip over that cable and, you know, knock out the PlayStation there. So that is always, you know, a thing. It's kind of like, I don't think it's really a thing that I'm going to be using. I don't think I'd really be using something like this. But, you know, it is there in case you do want to use it. So, a little bit too, sorry, my camera. Trying to remove it with one hand. But that's basically that's a little thing to, you know, to lock it and unlock it if you want that. But now, let's talk about another feature here. And the feature, this is probably the feature that everybody wants to see in this video, and that is to remove the sticks. We're gonna be removing these sticks. Okay, let's do it here. So basically, to remove the sticks, what you have to do, you guys see this little bit of a release button, and the thing is, you have to hold this. So, okay, release this. And okay, like that. You release that, and this thing just basically pops off. It's a little lever that just holds it in. So you guys see that this is the best part of this controller, is this, in my opinion. This is the best part of this controller. The fact that you can just replace the sticks like this. And so if you want to remove the stick, what you do at that point is once you take off the lid, you push up on this. This is like the lever that like holds it in. And then that's all you basically do. You just take it out like that. And it's out. That's it. That's all you have to do. And basically what the purpose of this is, for people wondering, This is the primary reason why I actually purchased this controller. It was this. This is the primary reason, so that I could remove the sticks. Now, why? Why exactly? The reason that this is comes in handy so much, being able to just remove the joysticks, is because of this right here. This. And you're probably wondering, what's the deal, Professional? It's just three DualSense PS5 controllers. Why is this relevant? The reason? What if I was to tell you that all three of these controllers are bad? Every single one of them. What's wrong with them? What is wrong with them is stick drift. These three controllers have it. And ever since I have had my PS5, I have gone through 4 controllers. 4. And these 3 are bad right now. This black controller is actually the one that I currently use right now, and has a tiny bit of stick drift. It's not that much, not that noticeable, but it has it. It's starting to happen. And if I keep playing with this thing for a few more months, the problem is probably going to get worse. This one has annoying stick drift, and this one, the red one has the worst stick drift out of all of them. And basically, the stick drift, for people wondering what stick drift is, let me show you guys what stick drift is exactly here. So just take a look at this. So look, see my PlayStation? Look. See that? I'm pushing down, and it sometimes just goes up. That's what basically stick drift is. So what stick drift basically is, and I'm not a tech expert, guys, so correct me if I'm wrong on this, but what stick drift is you, over time, you play with these controllers and you wear out this stick. And it can happen basically against both of them, but tends to happen the most with the left stick. That's the most common, because that's the one people are constantly moving around. Right stick is just, to look around. Left stick is, when you're sprinting and stuff like that in games, moving around. And so this stick is just going to have much more use. And because of, wear and tear over time, what happens is that the PS5's, controllers, they have some of the parts, I believe, are touching each other. And what happens is eventually wear and tear, something gets worn down in there, it touches another part, and then basically the stick will just move in random directions. So when you're, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't know the term stick drift, basically when you over time use your controller and you move it around, and what happens is that it starts moving in a different direction. And sometimes you don't even have to touch the controller. Sometimes it'll just be moving like slightly to the side. So even though I had 4 bad controllers, the reason I have 3 here is because one of them I have, back in my parents' house in New York. But here, in my apartment, I just have these 3 controllers. And the thing about it is I looked up on the internet how often the stick drift actually happened in a PS5 controller, and people were saying, the websites were saying at least a year, usually. But no, this controller lasted me for like 6 months. 6 months. This, I think, is because I had 2 white controllers, and I think this is the one that actually came originally with the PS5. It eventually happened to that controller. And trying to fix stick drift is just such an annoying issue, because you're going to be taking this off and you're replacing some part in there. It's just extremely annoying. So that's just how much of a problem the stick drift is in PS5 controllers. It doesn't just happen in PS5 controllers. It happens in a lot of controllers, and most controllers that are mass-produced are going to have stick drift issues. There are some controllers that don't have a stick drift issues. I think it's called Hall effect, and I researched this a little bit. And basically what a Hall effect stick is a Hall effect stick is a stick that's magnetic. And so basically how a magnetic stick would work, they're more expensive than regular controllers. That's why the controllers are just so prone to stick drift. But basically how it is it's a magnetic, stick. And so it moves with the magnet. And so because of that, it's not going to have that. It's the chances of it, I don't think it's really possible to develop stick drift on a Hall effect controller. But PS5 controllers don't have Hall effect controllers. Not even the Xbox Series Elite controller has it. And these controllers do not have Hall effect sticks either. They don't. So they don't have the magnetic sticks. However, though, to avoid stick drift, what you can do is the second that you have a bad, stick, you can just get rid of it and you can change it out. Now, how much does a stick cost exactly? They cost about $20 for one stick. And what I'll say about that is, yeah, I guess it's maybe a little pricey for just one stick, but think about it this way. If you get stick drift on a controller like this, and you pay $20 for a single stick, you swap out the bad stick, you put it in, problem is pretty much fixed. That's problem is gone at that point. I wish it had the magnetic sticks, But this is this is a great feature. You can't do this with the Xbox Series Elite controller. You cannot change out the analog sticks on it. You can change out the grips, and you can change the back buttons, but you can't actually pull out the analog stick with this. This has a huge advantage over the Xbox Elite controller. So basically, this controller will last you for years. And you'll probably have to eventually buy another analog stick, but the controller itself will last you for years. And theoretically, because you don't have to really worry about stick drift, because you can just replace another stick in here, you could have this controller until the PS6 and it could still be good. So whenever the PS6 comes out years from now, you could still have this controller. These buttons on here actually control the mappings, like the custom mappings of the controller, which we'll get to at the end. But that's that. So we just if you want to just put them back in, you slide it in there, and you don't really hear a click when you put them back in. I mean, I guess you do when you push this down. And that's it. I did it with one hand. So it's really simple to just remove the analog stick on this. So I honestly think that's the best part, because I'm just so sick of stick drift, and this should not be happening. And like I said, guys, so I know some people are going to question me, and they're going to say, how does a controller like this last you 6 months? What are you doing to do it professional? Are you just abusing the controller? No, not really. But I play like a lot of shooter games. So I play like Hell Let Loose, Call of Duty, and I also, play GTA, and so I'm going to be moving these sticks around a lot. Red Dead, and I'm sprinting a lot in like first-person shooters, me pushing down this stick a lot, and so that's eventually what's just going to happen to it. So I get stick drift, and it's pissed me off that I had to go through so many of these controllers. So yes, $200 is a bit pricey, but I just think that it's personally worth it, because we're not just going to have to deal with the stupid stick drift issue. And additionally, guys, what I'll say also is that I don't expect this controller to be on sale anytime soon. $200, it just came out. But what might be on sale is the analog sticks. So the analog sticks, $20 for one analog stick. So watch the analog sticks. The analog sticks might go on sale, and if they do go on sale, buy a bunch of them up. You buy a bunch of them up, and you'll be set for like years with these sticks. But that is pretty much it for that controller there. And let me. So now, before I show you guys the custom, mappings on the PlayStation 5, I just want to make a quick video also comparing, here, the PS5 controller to the Xbox Series Elite controller. This is the Elite Series 2 controller. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And you guys see here, just both of them. The only thing I don't have is the cable. And for people wondering what this QR code thing here is, this is basically just takes you to, Sony's website, which gives you, like, online instructions on this controller. So this is Xbox Series Elite 2 controller. And basically it's the same thing, on the back here, where you can control the sticks, light or heavy pull. So that's that. You have custom buttons on the back too. You have actually two. Two on each side, so 4 in total, where the PS5 DualSense Edge just has 2. But I don't really have a need for 2 extra slots on here, but I'm just saying this one has that. It doesn't have the ability to take off the analog sticks. You can remove the grips, and removing the grips on the PS5, on the Xbox Series controller, removing the grips on this is so much easier. So much easier than the PS5 one. The PS5 one isn't hard, but you have to pull on this much more. Here, just easy. Just pops up like that. Just pull it a tiny bit. And also the D-pad. The D-pad, you can just remove this, and you can put this on. You have this also here. So there's the D-pad on the Xbox, but you don't have the D-pad. The D-pad you cannot remove on this one, so you don't have a custom D-pad that you can install. That's a little bit of a disappointing thing on that. But yeah, a lot of these, content creators are not really comparing the Series 2 controller to the PS5 controller, but that's that with the Series, Xbox Series Elite controller also. And if you're wondering, yeah, Elite Series 2, that's what it's called. So now if you're wondering, what is the price difference? This costs $200. This has been out for some time. This controller, I believe, costs $180. If I get that wrong, I'm going to have it down below. I think that some places sell it for $160 and even some places lower. I think you might be able to get it in some stores for $130, even, brand new. But I'll have it down below. Down below, I will write what the price is in case I'm getting that wrong. But that's what this controller I find very helpful, and this controller I use for pretty much all my Xbox gameplay. I use this controller, and also I use it for my playthrough. So when you guys see me playing like Medal of Honor, Rising Sun, any kind of PC game, I will link it. Well, I'm playing on an emulator, but I link this controller. So I'm able to play like, Medal of Honor Rising Sun on a controller like this. So anytime you guys see me playing a PC game, whether it's emulator or just on PC or an Xbox game, this is the controller that I use. And this controller has been, really good to me. And, I have had this controller for some time. I bought this controller, I don't know if, I think this is a charging port that you have with this. I think that you would just basically plug this in to the back of this here. I think that's what it is here. Yeah. But this, and you can also charge it out the back. Remember how I showed you guys? You can charge this out the back, which I'll show you the Edge controller. I should show that in a little bit too, probably. But that is with the Series 2, Series 2 controller. I got this at a pawn shop. For people wondering where I got it, it was at a pawn shop. And basically at the pawn shop, that's actually where I bought my Xbox One, because I bought my Xbox One used at a pawn shop. And the guy at the pawn shop was also selling this controller. I asked him if he could give me a deal if I bought the controller and the Xbox One together. He gave me a deal. And I think he sold this controller to me, I think how much did he sell this controller to me for? I think he sold it to me for a little bit over $100. I think that's what he sold it to me for. But it was in really good condition, and I had, I think I got a good deal on it. But that's how I got this controller. The only thing I don't know about the controller is I don't know if these are extra parts here. I don't know if this comes with it, because there's a lot of other, extra triggers that you have here on the back that you can put on. So I don't know if these are extras. So you have 4 here, and then you have even more here. So I don't know if these necessarily be extras. That's the only thing I don't know, because I did buy this at a pawn shop. So that's the only thing I don't know about the Series 2 controller. But let me show you guys the plugged-in controller on the Edge while it's actually in the case, because you can do that. This is just the Edge controller plugged in, so you can go right in the case. Plug in like that in case you want to charge. If you don't want to take the controller out of the case and you just want to charge it, that's a nice little extra feature. But Xbox Series 2 has the has that feature as well. But just comparing the whole cases and just everything inside both of them, it was just it's just PlayStation definitely made this as a competition to the Xbox Series Elite Series 2 controller. It's definitely a competition. That's pretty much what it is. And here at the end, I wanted to show you guys the DualSense Edge controller on the screen. Okay. Controller settings. And we have this tab now, DualSense Edge. And we have this, custom profiles. Create a custom profile. Custom button. And here, basically, this, you could just, customize, what buttons you want. So I guess you gotta memorize this when you do, choose what button, because the screen, I think, will still say, press triangle for this or something like that. But you would have to know what you map triangle as. But that's like, you make your custom button assignments there. Stick sensitivity. Here, left stick. So see. This and you can just set these. You can set the dead zone, and so right stick too. And the thing is, though, I don't know why the regular PlayStation 5 controller doesn't have something like this, like the ability to set the dead zone, sensitivity curve. The amount of registered input accelerates as you tilt the stick. Good for making quick movements. Gain the upper hand by quickly aiming in fast-paced shooting games. Precise minimum input is registered when you tilt the stick. Good for making precise movements. Fans of shooting games find ability to aim slowly and accurately more helpful. So I think that this would probably Quick, probably this would probably be better for like a game like Call of Duty. This would probably be better for like a game like Hell Let Loose, because Hell Let Loose is a shooter, but a more slow-paced shooter than Call of Duty, where it to be steady and precise. Um, Steady registered input is limited even if you tilt the stick far. Enables smooth and stable movement, ideal for when you need to move smoothly in action games. Tilting the stick even slightly will register nearly maximum input. Functions like the directional button on the controller. Get instant input and reaction. For your fighting and action games. Dynamic registered input is limited when you tilt the stick together or far, but accelerated in the middle range. Enables versatile gameplay in shooting games where you may need to aim carefully but turn quickly. I guess that would probably be good for racing games. Curve adjustment. Dead zone adjustment too. And, you know, if you actually had, like, a regular dead zone adjustment on the regular, like, you know, PS5 controllers, then you would probably be able to fight off, like, probably fight off stick drift. Trigger dead zone. Okay, also here. Input range. And you can, I guess, set an amount here. And apply the same settings for both of them, a little tab, so you don't have to, you know, do each one. Vibration intensity, strong, medium, weak, or off. Trigger effect. When using the microphone on your controller, the intensity is set to weak. If you use headset or mute the microphone, the intensity selected here will be applied. If you adjust the L2, the trigger effect will turn off. Okay. So that's, you know, that's, and also, guys, remember those buttons that are, like, right here? Like, you know, underneath? This would, let's see here. So this button would, you know, you'll be able to scroll through profiles on that. So you guys see at the bottom of the screen, and adjust headphone volume, adjust chat, audio balance. I don't have headphones plugged in right now, but that's, you know, that's extra there. Receive feedback. Change how to receive feedback when switching profiles by controller indicator, controller vibrator. Okay, and you get notifications for the Edge controller. Brightness of color indicators. Choose the brightness level. Software. And you're able to reset the controller and take the tour. Okay, so this is like, you know, also like online basically instructions. Change your button assignments. And sensitivity. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. Everything there with the with the controller. So here I wanted to show you guys, you know, Mission and Sniper Elite, and show you guys a little bit of the controller. And I'm not trying to stretch the video out. I know the video is probably going to be, you know, over a half an hour at this point, but I wanted to show you guys a little bit of gameplay of this, because a lot of YouTubers, they don't show you the actual gameplay and like what, you know, the different configurations do. But like I thought I'd show you guys a game like Sniper Elite, for example, and basically, I'll show you guys first thing up. So remember how you have the adjustable triggers on it, right? Well, in Sniper Elite 5, you have, you know, third person and first person mode on all the guns. And for example, I have, you know, the top setting right now on the L2 stick. So I have to press the L2 stick down all the way if I want to use it. And so to get third person mode, you got to press the stick down halfway. And if you want to go into first person mode, you would have to press it down all the way. And so if I put it down, if I go down just one, it's a lot quicker. It's a lot more sensitive. And if I push it down all the way, you know, stick's a lot harder to push down. It doesn't go all the way down, but what it does is it snaps me into first person mode instantly. So you really can't do the third person mode with this. So if you just want to just do first person mode, this would be like an easy way to do that. I think you can also do it in the settings, but in this game, but this would help particularly with this game also, third and first person on the sensitivity on those sticks alone. And remember how I showed you guys these buttons before here, right? Well, these buttons, they basically, both of these buttons underneath the sticks, they basically just control the profiles. So I have profile 1 selected right now. And so let me show you guys, let me actually show you guys, so profile 1 and what I have for it. So for profile 1, I set the, if you guys see the bottom, you know, trigger, you know, right trigger, bottom on the back button trigger, I should say, I set it as R1 because I think it'd be more useful to like throw a grenade. And what I'll do is I'll put like L1 on L1 on this too. So, you know, for like throwing grenades and flashbangs, especially like Call of Duty games, I think the back buttons would be helpful for like that. Apply. And I have, for this one, for, you know, left stick and right stick, I have the same set. Precise, which precise minimum input is registered when you tilt the stick. Good for making precise movements. Fans of shooting games may find the ability to aim slowly and accurately more helpful. So I think that would help out a lot. And then on profile 2, I have it on steady. Registered input is limited even if you tilt the stick far. Enables smooth and stable movement, ideal for when you need to move smoothly in action games. So I got that on both the sticks. And then on profile 3, I have digital. Tilting the stick even slightly register nearly maximum input. Functions like the directional buttons on the controllers get instant input reaction for fighting and action games. So this is like, you know, the most sensitive one. So there's other ones, dynamic, quick, but I'm just, you know, showing you guys these 3 as just an example. And so right now we are using profile 1. So we are using precise. I think for like Sniper Elite, I think that this would be the best setting. Because like in Call of Duty, for example, you need to aim your scope really quickly. But in Sniper Elite, it's more about being steady, which helps. Just mark all these guys here. And I guess what I'll do is I'll get 2 kills with each shot.
Staff car. Must be one of the meeting attendees. Might be able to find some information here.
400 meters? Okay. Scope goes up to 300 and 500. Doesn't have a 401 specifically, but we'll get them. Got him, okay. $350 meters. Precise does help with aiming. Doesn't move around too much. Nice. Now, a big sniper in a lot of games, but when I'm playing as a sniper, I don't do, not talk about Call of Duty, I'm talking about more of the realism. Sniper Elite, Hell Let Loose, play as a sniper a lot. Now let's do Profile 2, Steady. Let's see what Steady is like. Steady seems to me like it moves around a little bit more. Okay, let's change our... We'll change our setting here to Profile 3 now. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I really noticed the difference on Profile 3. Yeah. So this is this Profile 3. What was this one again? Profile 3 was digital. Okay, digital, it's where, you get max sensitivity. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I would like it for, like, Sniper Elite like this. It doesn't have that much of an effect on the scope, though, I've noticed. Oh, yeah. Actually, no, it does. When you're moving left and right, not that much, but up and down, I notice it. See, this is precise. Okay. Oh, I hit him, but I think he's still... Damn, bad luck. I had nailed all the shots but this one. And what profile we're on? Profile 3, right? That's the one we gotta do. Yeah, it is harder to aim with profile 3. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's not as precise. Yeah, I would not use this for sniping. Yeah, definitely not use this one for sniping. This is not good. Oh yeah, I'm noticing it now. Yeah, not good. Oh, this is not gonna be easy with this. Oh my god, it moves around so much. Yeah, but that just shows you guys the difference there. So yeah, difference. If you're a sniper, you know, especially in a game like Sniper Elite, you don't want to use this setting. This setting is a nightmare. I can imagine this would be good for like Call of Duty, you aim quickly, but yeah, not for this game. My god, it moves so much. Okay, yeah. Go back to precise profile. Now we're gonna hit this guy. If you guys are wondering where I'm aiming, it's a little bit of the wind. Wind wouldn't affect it that. 300 meters, maybe a tiny bit, but not by much. Finally, okay, I put it on precise, and now I got him. Look at that. So when you see how different my aiming was when I put it on precise? You guys see that alone, how much it helped. And another one. Precise, yeah. If you're a sniper, precise is the way to go. Change it here to steady. It's a little bit of a harder to tell steady. Steady and precise is a little bit harder to tell apart. But yeah. The other one, what was it called again? I just keep forgetting it. Digital. Digital is the one that you're gonna notice. This is steady. Nothing here, but... Okay.
They'll find me if I stay here.
And we will put that stick into now, so we go into first-person mode instantly now.
Be harder to spot me in that grass.
Hey guys, remember how I had the grenade set as the right back stick, right? Oh, and that would be on profile 1, okay. Fire in the hole. There we go. So yeah, I'm having kind of fun in Sniper Elite, you know, messing around with this. It is working. It is a bit fun. Just don't use digital if you're a sniper. But I guess that is that's that pretty much there. So now the question is, you know, is this controller, you know, worth it? The big question at the end of this review. And one final thing that two other final things I forgot to mention. The grips that are like right here, that you hold on to, these are like some kind of rubber, you know, material. Where on the PS5 regular DualSense, this would be the this would be just harder on the PS5 DualSense, some kind of, you know, hard material. I think plastic, I would say, yeah. But here it is rubber grips, which I guess would be just easier just to hold the controller in general. But is it worth it? It depends on what kind of gamer you are. That's what I'll say about this. Here's what I'll say. I think that if you play PlayStation, you know, maybe just once a week, that's it, like you don't play more than that, then what I would say about this is no, it's not worth getting this. No, because I would recommend getting this primarily, like the other features are cool, but I would get it primarily for the stick drift issues, just so you can always swap out a stick. And this controller, I'm planning on using this controller for years to come. And if I have any kind of issues, if this controller breaks or something like that on me, I will definitely make a video, you know, an update video on that. This controller breaks at any time. But yeah, I can't see this thing breaking. I'm gonna be using it. I know some people saying they could have just had the magnetic, you know, analog sticks, and then that way you wouldn't have the stick drift issue. But being able to, I agree with that, but being able to take them out is also a nice thing, because it's not just about stick drift. Like, what if you actually need to replace the sticks? Like, what if a stick breaks or something like that? That's actually what it's good for that also. So it's good for that. Also for battery life, that was the other thing I didn't mention. People are gonna ask me battery life. The battery lasts between 4 to 5 hours. Typically around 4 to 5 hours. So that's how long the battery life lasts. So it's pretty much the exact same as the regular DualSense, you know, PS5 controller. So for people, you know, hoping that this would like, hoping that this would, you know, have like more battery life, it doesn't. But that's it, you know, it's the adjustable triggers on the back, you know, back triggers, not as much as the Xbox Series, but the ability to just remove the sticks, I think, is what really shines in this controller. And, you know, all the different inputs that you have on this controller, the settings that you can put down on it. I think $200 is a bit pricey. I'm not defending that price by any means. I think it's a bit too pricey. But what I will say, what Sony could have done to really sweeten the deal, and sorry about my light here, I don't know what's going on with it, but what Sony could have done to really sweeten the deal is, you guys see this here in the PS5 in the DualSense Edge in the case. This right here, I believe, is for another stick. That's what I think this is for. Let's remove the stick really quickly and just test that right now. But that's what I think. That's what I think it's for. Make sure oh, here it is. Turn off the controller before we remove the sticks. Okay. see here. So we're moving one of the sticks right now. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, looks like it is. I might be right on that. It looks like it was for that. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So you guys see, I put the stick in there and it fits in that thing perfectly. Can I put the controller? And the controller fits perfectly on top of it too. So that extra hole there in the case is for another stick. Which I'll say this, Sony, if you're gonna charge people, you know, $200 for this, you should have included an extra stick. That's what it should have had. If it had an extra stick in there, I would have said 100% go for it, everyone. But if it doesn't have that extra stick in there, you know, really, I think it should have. I think it should have had, and you know, the ability not to change the D-pad too. Xbox Series, you know, Series Elite 2 controller does let you change the D-pad. This one doesn't. But other than that, I think, you know, it's a great controller, and, you know, I'm excited to use it in games and just messing around with all the different settings, seeing what that's like. And, you know, you don't have to be some crazy, you know, computer or like controller whiz to fix your controller if you get stick drift now. Now it's gonna be simple, easy, put on its stick, take it off. I'm not that big of a tech guy myself, so I did my best in this review, guys. I hope that you guys like this review. I'm sorry if the review was too long. That's it for this review. So I would say I'd give it an 8 out of 10. That's what I would give it, for maybe 8 out of 10. I think overall, I like the controllers. The price, a little bit too much. And it should have had, you know, the regular PS5 controllers should have had, you know, the options that this controller has already, like, you know, the different configurations with controls. So it's an expensive controller, but I do think that if you're going to be playing this, if you're that type of guy that plays, you know, multiple days a week, if you play like every day or every other day, then I would get this controller, because this controller will save you money. I think it will, because you're going to get stick drift. Eventually, it's going to happen to you. If you play a decent amount, you're going to get stick drift, and you're going to have to constantly repair. You're either going to have to repair controllers, take it to a repair shop, or you're going to have to buy a new controller every time. This, you don't have to do that. With this, you will have to buy another stick, but the stick is just $20 versus the PS, you know, buying another PS5 controller, you know, for $60. So that's at least my whole opinion on that. That's what I think about that. I don't think this controller is going on sale anytime soon. I don't, because it just came out. But the sticks might go on sale, so keep an eye on the sticks. And if you see the sticks go on sale, you know, they're $20 a stick right now. If you see them go on sale like $15 or something like that in the future, you know, buy a bunch of them, and, you know, you'll save money, and you'll be able to have sticks enough for like years to come. So the second you get stick drift, just replace it right there, and you're good to go. That's what I think about that. So I think that it's, you know, it's overall a great controller. If also you could, I guess, wait for it to be used. That's another thing. You could wait for it to be used. Somebody might not want it, might return it to the store, and you could buy it for a bit cheaper and probably have all the parts in. I mean, I bought my, you know, Xbox Series Elite 2 controller in a pawn shop, and so it was fine. It's worked for me for over a year. I've had no issues. So that's that for this review. If you guys have any questions about the controller, let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about the length of the video. I didn't want it to be this long. But if you guys did enjoy it, do drop a like. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.